Nosey Nancies is a true crime podcast based in Austin, Texas. If you are sensitive to any of the trigger words, this podcast may not be for you. Due to its graphic nature, listener discretion is advised.
Oh, Nosey Nancies, tell us more. Murders, mysteries, and Texas lore. Tune in tight for the latest feat. Each episode is a killer treat. Oh, Nosey Nancies, tell us more. Murders, mysteries, and Texas lore. Tune in tight for the latest feat. Each episode is a killer treat.
All right, good.
Okay.
Oh, okay, good. Hey, all you nosy. Wait. Hey, all you nosies. I'm Alequah.
And I'm Jasmine, and welcome to Nosey Nancies Season 4, Episode 3.
So as we're doing these missing people, it does seem like the more we do this, the less information they have on the older cases. So this is also going to be another short episode.
Just a shorty, but you know what? Still packed full of good, useful information.
Yep.
And that's really what matters. That's what it all boils down to. And we have some. And we have some of it.
I do want to talk about, though, real quick about the major flooding in Kerr County that happened over 4th of July. So sad. So sad. And, 10 years ago in 2015, the Blanco River in Wimberley flooded, and I think it killed like 13 people.
God.
I know, but now this flooding of the Guadalupe River is so catastrophic.
How many are dead that we know about?
I think,
like 25?
No, the toll now I think is 59.
59? Jesus.
Yeah. And that includes children and adults, but I know 11 of the children that have died in the flood has been from Camp Mystic, which was the camp along the Guadalupe River there in Hunt, Texas. A whole cabin of just little girls was just swept away.
Those poor kids. I would not even know what to do.
I know. The director, supposedly the camp director of Camp Mystic, also died while saving some of the campers as well.
Oh my God.
I know. It's very sad. There's still a lot of people missing. And also pets and animals. Like, there's been a lot of pets that have been missing as well. And there was like RV parks that were near the Guadalupe River that people were either camping or they lived there permanently, and they all got washed away.
Swept away. My God.
Yeah, it was catastrophic. I mean, this is huge.
No, it's natural disasters are really devastating because there's hardly anything that you can do to really prepare for them. And then, I mean, they are just absolute disaster, literally. Like,
well, especially flash floods. I mean, you don't know. There are sensors. Okay, I didn't realize this, but I know somebody who works for the water. She's a research scientist, right? For I don't know her legit title. Because I'm not smart enough. But she was telling me that they have these sensors in all these different parts of each of these bodies of water that kind of show where the water is. So it's really beneficial for droughts as well as for flooding.
Oh.
And I was sitting with her over the 4th of July weekend at my mom's, and she was watching these sensors being just busted. And they have like different indications of where they are, I think, as far as like, if they're like 50 feet up, 30 feet up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she would say, oh, this one just busted and it's like 12 feet up. And so
Ew.
so there's these indicators, there's these sensors along these bodies of water that show us how fast these floods can occur, you know? I mean, that's interesting to kind of know how, because I always wondered,
How
how
it's
did they know?
measured. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking in my head they have like some guy in a watchtower, like
Like
24/7, like, oh, it's right. Oh, the floods are rising. The water's rising.
with a little
You know?
spyglass, like looking
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably what they did back in the day, you know?
Oh, yeah. Had to have been.
So it's really devastating. I mean, it's so scary and it's sad, man. Could you imagine? Ugh,
I
those
really
poor
couldn't. I
things.
really couldn't. No. Really hope that a lot of the people who are missing are found safe whenever everything is said and done and calms down. But
Yeah, I hope so too. During all this stuff that's been happening, I found that the hill country is like one of the most flooded areas in the country.
yeah,
I didn't know that.
I mean, I guess it makes sense because of the way that everything's laid out, but
I mean, Texas is at the Gulf, right?
yeah,
So all those rivers have to kind of go somewhere.
it is
What are you
interesting.
what are you doing? You sound distracted.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I just don't have much to contribute. I just don't have much else to contribute to the conversation.
Are you doing your nails? What are you doing?
No, I'm crocheting.
My God. Get it together. You better be crocheting for those people that have lost their lives in the
Listen,
Texas
I'm
flood.
crocheting a dog blanket.
Oh, actually, you know what that reminds me? If you are listening to this and you want to contribute something, the a lot of animal shelters in Kirk County are accepting donations for all these animals that have been
Oh,
displaced. Yeah, so if you want to send dog food, animal blankets, little kennels, that would probably help. Also, there's a bunch of local businesses that are also contributing to the families who have been um affected by
affected.
this terrible tragedy. Yeah.
And we could probably
Do
post it also after.
yeah, yeah. Let's get into this, I guess.
Okay. So, today I am covering two people because I could not find very much information about both of them.
Hmm.
So, the first person I'm going to cover is Rita Hughes, who went missing from Houston, Texas. She was 29 years old when she went missing from the Trailway bus station in Houston on December 6th. They have it listed as December 6th through the 8th because I think that it's just kind of unknown exactly what day it was. But the year was 1986. Her husband had dropped her off at the bus station after saying that he was like noticing some concerning behavior, like she was crying and upset. He said that she was irrational. He like took her up to the bus station and dropped her off, left her there, I guess. She was supposed to go take a bus to visit some family members in Louisiana who were waiting for her, and they said that she never showed up. She was officially reported by her mother as missing on December 19th, 1986. Not very much information is known because the husband just was like, yeah, she was acting weird and crying and upset, and I took her to the bus station, I dropped her off, and like didn't hear anything else from her. Online sleuthing forums have obviously targeted the husband as a person of interest,
Right?
citing that there's always cases of missing women in which the husband drops off the wife at a bus station or somewhere, but there's never any evidence of it. An unverified account had also posted on the forum that he was the husband's stepson and that his father, John Hughes, had died in 1999 due to lung cancer. According to the poster claiming that he was John's son, John had told others that Rita suffered from schizophrenia and would sometimes run off without notice.
Oh, how convenient for you.
Yeah. So this stepson says that they had a son together named Mark, who is allegedly now incarcerated. And
Ugh, poor
that
thing.
John's brother, Tom, had allegedly offered to get rid of Mark if he can't keep serious issues quiet. The poster
What?
believes that Mark and Tom are involved. So, how old? I mean, she's 29 years old. So, like, how old would this kid, Mark, have been? Certainly, he can't be involved. He may know something, but he can't be involved, right?
No, he would have been so young.
Yeah. So if anyone has any information that could potentially help them solve this case or lead to any sort of potential suspects, please contact the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, or you can reach out to the Texas DPS's Missing Persons Clearinghouse at 512-424-5074. The agency case number is M8710005. Foul play is definitely suspected in her case. Any kind of information like a witness at the bus station, some sort of ticket from that day. I mean, they have literally nothing, even showing that she was remotely at this bus station.
You have to kind of question the spouse at that point because it is kind of weird that he just conveniently dropped her off.
Well, and like, why would you take somebody? Like, I understand she was visiting her family, but like, why would you take your spouse, especially, and like drop them off at the bus station if they're clearly upset and acting all fucked up? Like, why would you not at least
Yeah, if they're having
sit
a
there
mental
and wait with them
crisis
for the bus or do
Yeah.
something? Like, why would you take them and just drop them off and be like, okie dokie, like, I did my part?
And it's easy to say that somebody suffered from something if they're not here to defend themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Like you could say, "Oh, well, yeah, she was acting erratically." Well, she's not here to say that she wasn't acting erratically.
Yeah.
Also, if she was acting that erratically at a public bus station, don't you think somebody
would have noticed
said something or noticed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, certainly somebody would have noticed, and especially like when you're reported missing and people are looking for you, you know, they would have, I imagine, gone to the bus station and tried to find witnesses. So somebody would have seen her, you know, crying if that's what the husband told the police.
I feel like somebody would have noticed that she was off a little bit. So I just think that's bullshit. I think that's a bullshit story.
No, I 110% believe that the husband was involved. I don't think that she ever went to the bus station. I doubt that a ticket was even purchased for her to go to the bus station. I think that the family was told to be expecting her.
And she never got there.
She never got there. But I don't even think that she made it to the bus station. I think somebody would have somebody would have remembered an upset
And did
woman.
Did the Montgomery Police Department or the Montgomery County Police Sheriff's Department, did they even like investigate that? Did they even corroborate his story? Were there any witnesses that saw her there? Like, they must have, but like also this is Montgomery County we're talking about, and this is kind of why there's so many missing people, I believe, in these two counties, because the Liberty County Sheriff's Department and the Montgomery County Sheriff's Department, they just don't do their jobs correctly. And maybe it's not just the Sheriff's Department, it could also be the city police, depending on what city these people are in, but like...
And I don't know if it's the case anymore, but I know that at least back then, I mean, the case that I'm going to be exploring a little bit next week also was a case that, like the one that you did, I forget the name of the person who was missing, but they completely lost the missing persons file and like
Oh, yeah. Yep.
didn't even realize that they had done so until years afterwards. I don't know if shit like that is still going on in Montgomery County, but
I mean, hey, this is Texas we're talking about.
for a good amount of time at least that was the
Yeah.
case. So who
Um,
knows the actual amount of effort that was put in. So my second person is Ulan, better known as Ray Hodgkinson Jr. He went missing September 11th, 1988 from Pinehurst, Texas. At the time he went missing, he was 31 years old. He was 6'2" and 200 pounds. And I actually have an article that I used for this one, which was from the recordlive.com, where his mother, Doyle Hodgkinson, described her son as a friendly person. She said she didn't believe that he had any known enemies or anyone who would want to hurt him. She also didn't believe that he drank or did drugs, that he was very much a homebody, and he spent a lot of time like just hanging out and collecting model trains and firearms. He was a very accomplished mechanic, a certified welder, and worked in construction. So he, was very much about his career. On the day that he disappeared, he left his mother's home to pick up a grinder for a welding frame of a pickup truck that he had been working on, which needed to be completed the next day. His grinder broke. He decided to go out and get another one. He got in the shower before leaving, and he told his mom that he wouldn't be home for dinner. He was just going to grab something when he was on his way out. When he left, he was wearing a long-sleeved plaid shirt, dark trousers, and dark shoes. His mom noticed when it started raining that he had left all of his welding equipment outside uncovered, and she went outside and covered it up with a tarp, but this caused her to believe that he really didn't plan to be out for a super long time. According to reports, Ray had stopped by his boss's house to kind of give him an update on how the welding job was going. And then from leaving there, nobody ever saw him again. He was reported missing a few days later, even though Doyle said that she felt like something was really wrong whenever he didn't return home the first night. She found out 3 days after his disappearance that he had told some convenience store clerk that he, meaning Ray, had knew something serious, but he wasn't going to say anything unless it went to court, and then he could testify. So I don't know what that was pertaining to, but clearly he believed that he knew something that could potentially make him a target for somebody. Ray's gray and black 1988 Dodge Dakota was found abandoned by a person in the woods off of FM 1130. By an abandoned oil well. He reported the truck to the officials, but when he returned 10 days later, it was still there. There were items now missing from the truck, which included an automatic gun, the keys to the truck, and the jack as well. The windshield wipers were in the upright position, indicating that it may have been raining when the truck was stashed. More than 75 people gathered to search for Ray, but no real conclusive evidence was ever found. There was a body that was found close to where Ray's truck was found, but it turned out to be the body of another missing man from Vidor. So interesting that there's so many missing people turning up dead.
Yeah.
In an effort to help find her son, Doyle even hired a medium named Noreen Rayner, who had gained notoriety for helping police with cases in the past. Doyle paid her $60 an hour plus $100 flat a daily rate for Noreen to help her find her son. Noreen had several visions that led to a 2-day long search that covered more than 3,000 acres throughout the county. Noreen said that her vision showed that Ray had been murdered and that his body was buried a line of young trees that were planted in a construction area. She described a pipeline being installed near the body, which there were a few pipelines in the construction zone. Noreen said that Ray had been shot and buried by men with heavy machinery. They did show up and search several construction sites and even had the help of some of the construction crew in the search, but still turned up nothing. Noreen then spoke with law enforcement and helped question 5 suspects, not all of which were even men. They all felt that Ray knew his killers, but no arrests were ever made. They are still actively working on the case, although many statutes of limitations are up other than a murder charge. That's pretty much where it ends. If you have any information on this case, please contact the Pinehurst Police Department at 409-886-2221.
That's really interesting because I feel like that's similar to the case that you did the first episode, or the second episode, I guess, where the guy went to go buy a car.
Yeah. And then
just disappeared.
His little money disappeared, and
yeah.
2 dudes took him supposedly to go buy this car.
Yeah. Same thing with this guy. Where was he picking the grinder from? Like, who had the grinder?
Well, and so the town of Pinehurst is really small, and everything closes at 8:00. So
right.
He would have had to probably even go out of town to get this grinder.
Well, and that makes me think he was getting a grinder from a private person, not from a business. If the business is closed,
right,
then he was picking up a grinder from somebody who was selling it privately.
Yeah. And how would he have even known where to get it? Yeah, exactly. It must have been a newspaper listing or something, or word of mouth, just like the other guy. Yeah.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, I do find it interesting how, because these are clearly disappearances that are happening. They're so sudden, but nobody's letting anybody know their business. You know what I mean? I would keep Todd updated all the time and I think honestly nowadays it's so commonplace for things like this to happen and people to disappear that it's if you're gonna go meet someone on Facebook Marketplace, at least one person has to know who you're meeting with. You send them a little screenshot of their profile. And
there's a paper trail.
Yeah.
There wasn't a paper trail back then. You had cell phones where you could tell Todd exactly when you're leaving, where you're at when you get there. In the 80s, you didn't have that.
Yeah.
Unless you had a beeper, but you can't even do the same thing. Who has
that? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. In a lot of ways, it's safer nowadays, but people still get murdered and they still get kidnapped. So it's just the perpetrators get more clever and they get more, they also evolve with the times.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah.
So,
it's heartbreaking, and I feel really bad for his mom because she, even over the psychic, she spent a ton of money to find out, essentially nothing and have no evidence, but she's I would do it all again,
Yeah, of course. And I think it speaks volumes to this phenomenon that they found another missing person's body.
Yeah,
looking
right
for
next to the truck. Yeah.
Yeah. That speaks volumes to what is happening in Southeast Texas.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So I'm also doing 2 people from Liberty County.
Okay.
The first person I'm doing is a woman named Beatrice Williams. She was actually known as, sometimes she was known as BC.
Oh, cute.
BC Williams. Or no, sorry, BC Wells. Yeah. She was an
Yeah.
yeah. She was an elderly African American woman who disappeared from Cleveland, Texas on January 27th, 1993. Beatrice did suffer from Alzheimer's.
Aw.
Yeah. She is classified as an endangered missing persons due to her age and medical condition. So Beatrice Clark Wells vanished on a winter day in 1993, vulnerable due to Alzheimer's and marked by her limp and posture. She is presumed to have walked away from safety and never returned. Over 30 years later, her loved ones and law enforcement continue to hope for answers.
Aw.
If she was alive today, she would be over 110 years old.
Oh my God.
Her case does remain unsolved, and it is still active with law enforcement, and the database is still seeking for information. It is interesting to me that she was able to kind of walk away when she had this limp and she had Alzheimer's. She also it's also been reported that she kind of walked like hunched over.
Mm-hmm.
So you would think somebody would have seen her, especially in January.
Yeah, like you would
When
notice a
yeah,
little
you would
old lady
yeah,
probably
walking
looking
around.
like she needs help or is lost. You
Uh-huh.
would think.
She was last seen near Lily Street in Cleveland, Texas, close to the local correctional facility. Um, and she was wearing a purple sweatshirt, white sweatpants, white socks, and blue slip-on tennis shoes. She is 5'2". She was 125 pounds. She was 85 at the time. She had gray hair. She had brown eyes. She was nearsighted. She walked with a limp. And as I said before, she had slumped posture.
That's how they were going to describe me because I have scoliosis. So as I get
Same.
older,
Same.
it's just going to be like she was crooked.
Yeah. In more ways than no, I'm just kidding. So there has never been any confirmed sightings for her case. There's never been any leads that have emerged. Um, her case number for Liberty County Sheriff's Office is M646632169. And for the Texas Department of Public Safety, her case number is M9302002. And she is part of the Missing Persons Clearinghouse. She's also listed with NamUs MP24377,
Okay.
the Doe Network into 924DFTX, and she's also listed on the Charlie Project, which is
Okay.
a great site for missing people.
Yeah, the Charlie Project
Hmm.
has been amazing.
If you know anything that could help her case be solved, you can contact the Liberty County Sheriff's Office at 936-336-4500 or the Texas DPS Missing Persons Clearinghouse at 1-800-346-3243.
I really hope that they find something. I hope that it's not something like some sicko has like could tell that she was confused and like brought her to their home and like killed her and now her little bones are there or something.
Well, I mean, if she had just walked, because I mean, my grandfather suffered from Alzheimer's and also dementia, and he would oftentimes get in his car and drive to Austin and then just get like lost by the time he hits,
Yeah.
the street on like his own street. He would just not know where he was at. So it is common for people to kind of have these like flashes of like memory and then go out and and try and wander off.
Right.
But you would think that somebody would have seen her if she was just wandering
Walking
around
around, yeah.
for hours. So it does make you wonder as if she did start to wander off and somebody intercepted and might have done something to her. I don't
Yeah.
know. Or just nobody really paid attention to her and she did walk off and got lost in the woods or something and had met her time. But like the problem with that is that somebody should have come across her remains.
Right, exactly.
it's not like she was hidden unless she
Yeah,
was. You know what I
on
mean?
purpose. Yeah.
Right. So it it's a bizarre case. My next person, she has a little bit more recognition, and she does have a bunch of family members that are still, actively searching for her. She has a Facebook page for her to help try and bring her home. But her
Okay.
name is Patricia Marie Small. She was 18 years old at the time of her disappearance. She's 5'6" to 5'9". She weighed 110 to 125 pounds. At the time of her disappearance, her hair was brown with blonde highlights. Her eyes were blue. She did have a mole on the right side of her head and a tattoo on her right ankle that's had like a heart with a wavy ribbon reading Jennifer Best Friends Forever. She has been featured on the Doe Network and the Charlie Project. She's also been on a couple of podcasts such as Missing and Unexplained. And there is also, as I said, a Facebook page that's active. So Patricia vanished after being dropped at school on May 11th in 2002. Despite physical identifiers and persistent advocacy for her family and community, no definitive clues, no sightings, leads, or evidence have ever emerged. So basically, a family member dropped her off at school, and she just disappeared. She never went to class. She never returned home.
What the
Um,
fuck?
yeah, the police never confirmed or denied there any foul play. Um, a lot of the people speculated that she had run away, but on her on her Facebook page, her sister denies that she would ever have like left her siblings because she loved her sisters very deeply,
Right.
and that she would have never left them like that. They did say there was some talk that she had maybe like a couple of rough friends, but
Okay.
like even that she would have never, still she would have never run away on her own accord. Liberty police detectives, including investigator Elaine Taylor, have pursued the case. Um, she's had a lot of spotlights on her case, and there's just no information. Patricia's sisters Barbara and Laura continue to advocate for her, hoping she'll return and draw renewed hope from other long missing women being found.
Yeah.
If she's alive today, she'd be in her early 40s. Um, but yeah, she literally just went to school and just disappeared
Just
without a
disappeared.
trace. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of her friends remember her as being very warm, very like friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, she just wasn't somebody who would just up and leave. Nobody believes that she just up and left, but there's no evidence of foul play. So,
Well, and I imagine from her personality description that someone like, someone who's super friendly and, whose sisters believe that she wouldn't just up and leave and not give some sort of warning or explanation. I'm sure somebody like that wouldn't be able to sit by and like watch their family like looking for them. You know what I mean?
right,
Like
right, right.
actively
Yeah.
trying to find them without saying something.
Yeah, at some point they would have found her. So,
Yeah.
they miss
Yeah.
her a lot, and she was really loved, and she
Right.
still is. Um if you have any information, you can call the Liberty Police Department at 936-336-5666. Her case number is 022463. Um,
That's what's devastating is like I would hate to have somebody that I loved be missing because it's like not saying that death is better, but like at least you have, you're not
some kind of
searching for,
information.
yeah, you're not
Yeah.
searching, hoping that
Yeah.
this person's alive.
Right. So the Facebook page for Patricia Small is Help Find Missing Persons Patricia Small, Texas. There's a lot of information about her. There's a lot of pictures. There's also information about people who have also gone missing that aren't her, but from the Texas area.
Okay.
You can, if you do know anything about her disappearance, her sister is readily available and talks to anybody who is willing to listen or has any information. So you can get a hold of her through the Facebook page. But yeah, they're doing a lot of good. Just keeping their sister's name, out there, and
Active,
also,
yeah.
yeah, and also helping other people who are also missing in the area as well. So it feels, it's got to be so hard, like
Yeah.
just not knowing.
No, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah,
I can't imagine being in that position and legitimately like not expecting whoever it is to walk through the door every day, you know.
yeah, yeah. Um, well, that's it for my people,
All
but
right. Well, very
I,
good.
yeah, I would like to today I think what I'm going to do for the missing persons, I think I'm going to do the missing people still that are missing, the people that are still missing from the Guadalupe flood,
Okay.
and I'm just going to run off the list. Um I will say if they're a child or if they're an adult.
Okay.
Okay? So the first one is Margaret Sheedy, she is a child. Hadley Hannah, she's also a child. Robert Leroy and Joni Brake, they are an older couple. Carlos Ramiro, a child. Leonardo Ramiro, an adult. Greta Terenzo, she is a child. Tiana Maybe, an adult. Lyle and Holland Zunker, they are children. Their parents, Reese and Paula, have been found, but their children are still missing.
Oh,
Jada Floyd, she's a young adult. Molly Schaffer, she seems to be an elderly person. Ella Cahill, young adult. Aiden Hartfield, also a young adult. Lainey Landry, she is a child. Kellyanne Lytle, she's a child. Molly DeWitt, she's also a child. Virginia Hollis, child. Pam and Mike Smith, they're an adult couple. Brian Carpenter, adult. Blake Carpenter, child. Megan and Jake Moeller, adults. Harley Moeller, I believe, is their child. Tanya Ramsey and her husband Jeff Ramsey, they are an elderly couple. Claire Reese Manchaca, she is a young adult. Joyce Catherine Baden, also a young adult. Natalie Venzor, a young adult. Mary Grace Baker, she's a child. Alicia and Jose Alvera, they're an elderly couple. Mike and Charlene Harbor is the parent or the grandparents, and Brooke and Blair are their two granddaughters that have been found. Deanne and Gary Nitch, and they are an elderly couple. Carol Andrews and Richard Pagard, they're also a middle-aged couple. Cody and Michelle Crossland, also a young adult couple. Tasha and Joel Ramos, a couple. Amber and Shiloh Wilson, their father, Jeff Wilson, has been found, but the two children are still missing. Seal Stewart, she is still missing. She's a child. Steve Edwards, he's an adult. Rob and Melissa Kamen, they are adults. Blakely McCrory, she's a child. Penny and Bruce Ferguson, adults. Catherine Ferrozo, she's a young adult. Brad Perry, adult. Kendall Ramos, adult. Cindy and James Rushing, adult. Wynn Naylor, she is a child. William Bill Houston, he's an adult. Chloe Childress, she is a young adult. Allison Harden, she's an adult. Josephine Harden, she is also an adult. Eddie Centeno, Elenia, Camille, and Mila Santana, they are all adults. Mark, Sarah, and Johnny Walker, they are a family and they are still missing. Abby Pohl, she is a child. Penny and Emlyn Jeffrey, they are an elderly couple. Madeline Emmy Jeffrey, she is a young adult, or she is a teenager. Al Loria Al Lario, he is a middle-aged man. Bailey Martin, um, he was an officer with OPD. Um, Ronald Duke, he is an elderly man. Beth and Hutch Bryan, they are a couple. Sean Scott, he is a middle-aged man. Rick Dunlap, he is also an elderly man, as well as I believe is his wife, Fina Dunlap, and she is also elderly. Steve Edwards, oh, sorry, they were found safe. Ellen Getton, she is a child. Mary Stevens, she's a child. Linda Basin and Deanna Hillock, and they are, I guess, a mother and daughter, but they are older. Tim Walker, he's a middle-aged man. Preston Prince, also a middle-aged man. And that is all of them that are still missing from the floods.
Jesus Christ.
I know. By the time that this episode comes out, they will probably have found more of these people, but
I hope so.
I hope so
they're
too.
found alive.
Yeah, and safe. I know.
Wow.
It's just tragic. It's
A lot of children and elderly people.
yeah. Yeah.
And when you say young adult, is that like early 20s?
I would
like
assume
18?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would say 18 to 25. It's hard to
Okay.
tell just by the picture because they don't the list doesn't have a date of birth, it just has the
Right.
pictures.
Okay.
But that is an updated list as of 3 hours ago. So, but yeah, by the time we publish this episode, it might be different.
Okay.
But it's important that people understand the severity and like how many people, and those are the people that are still missing. There's more people on that
That
list that
were
have been either
affected.
that
Yeah.
were found either deceased. A lot of them were found deceased, or they were found safe. More so found deceased than found safe, unfortunately, is what I saw.
My God.
So, I mean, yeah, no, this was devastating. This was a devastating thing.
Um, if you know anybody in the communities, please, feel free to donate, either resources or your time if you can, to help them out as they rebuild from the devastation.
Mm-hmm. What a heavy episode. I mean, just so many people are missing.
I know.
If you like our podcast, you can follow us on Facebook.
It's Nosey Nancies podcast.
You can also join our Facebook group.
Nosey Nancies podcast.
You can follow us on Instagram.
It's Nosey Nancies.
You can also follow our TikTok.
Nosey Nancies podcast.
Uh-huh. If you have any questions, concerns, cases that you want us to look at, it's you can email us at noseynancies@gmail.com. That's NOSEY@gmail.com. Oh, wait, that's not right. NOSEYNANCIS@gmail.com. You can it's just nosy@gmail.com. You can also join our Patreon if you'd like. It's $5 to join to get exclusive content, or you can join for free and sometimes see stuff on there. It's Nosey Nancies podcast. And I think that's basically it.
I think so. Right.
Okay.
Well, we will see you all next time.
Yeah.
What do
Ciao.
I say?
Oh, that was right. Stay tuned.
Oh, stay tuned.